Hey everybody, we have Labradoodle puppies for you today, and it's puppy moving day. These Australian Labradoodle puppies have all moved. In today's video, we're going to tell you a little bit about their move, why they moved, what's going to happen now that they are moved. We're also going to give you an update on each of the puppies, tell you about their weight. We're going to give you a little bit of an update on their milestones for this week, and we're going to give you a little bit of an update on Mama Juniper. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and these are the Australian Labradoodle puppies from our Turkish coffee litter. And these puppies are all chocolate and black sable puppies. And Mama Juniper here is doing a wonderful job with this litter. You can see these puppies are growing by leaps and bounds. They're all nice and chunky. But Juniper is having a little bit of a, well, she has to do a lot of work to keep up. So we want to give her a hand. So we have introduced some solid food to these puppies. And you can see the evidence right here on Green Collar's back. And at the toward the end of the video, I'm going to put down some food for the puppies, and you can watch how they are learning to navigate eating solid food. So these puppies at 3 weeks old, this is a time where we look at our individual mom and we look at the individual Labradoodle puppies and we determine, is it the time to start introducing solid food, or are they okay for another week? Always by week 4 we have introduced solid food because it's too much work for mom to keep doing it after the puppies are 4 weeks. They're ravenous, they eat a lot, and you know, mom is tired of hanging around doing this all the time. So we don't like to stress our moms out any more than we have to. We want them to be healthy, we want them to be happy, and we listen to them. Like everything that we do at Van Isle Labradoodles, we try to do everything where we have listened to our mama dogs first. So Juniper has been telling us that she's ready for the puppies to go ahead and try some solid food. And how does she do that? Well, instead of always being with them when they're asking to eat, when they're looking at her and vocalizing, she removes herself. And so that's her telling us, okay, we need some help here, and I would like you to start feeding them for me and with me. So that's what we start to do. And if a mom is not at all showing us any signs of that, if she's got lots of good weight on her and the puppies are all happy and gaining, we don't worry at all. Now these puppies have shown us as well, they are already talking to us. If you listen, they talk to us all the time. And they've been showing us that, well, even when they eat, they're still hungry because they run out. That in the background was a little puppy who just knocked over our laundry basket, and that scared her. So that was her going, oh, hey, and it fell on her paw, and she's walking around now showing Reynolds her paw. So she's totally fine, it just scared her. So what the puppies do is when they've nursed, they're still looking for more. And you can see right now that not everybody has a spot. So Silver Collar here doesn't have a spot. This is, I believe, green or purple collar. Which one are you? You look the same. Green collar doesn't have a spot, and up until just now, yellow didn't have a spot. So they don't all get a spot, and when they do come in and find themselves a spot, if they didn't get one in the first go round, then what's left is not a whole lot of milk. Juniper knows when she's out of milk, and sometimes she'll still lie here and let them continue to nurse. Sometimes she'll get up and walk away and say, that's it, time's up. So that's how we know when it's time to introduce solid food. So what do they eat when they have solid food? Well, what they eat when they have solid food is a mixture of goat's milk and pablum with a little bit of tinned pumpkin. Okay, so why do we do that combination? The goat's milk is closest to mama dog's milk, so it causes the least digestive upset for the puppies. The pumpkin helps to give them as well a coating on their stomach. It gives them fiber. It also helps their digestive system make the transition from mama's milk over to solid food. The pablum is there really just to thicken everything up. It's hard for puppies to lap. It's not something they know how to do at this point. They have to actually learn how to lap, don't you? It's a little purple collar girl. I doubt. She was just crawling up to say hi. They have to learn how to lap, and sometimes it takes them a little while to figure it out. So when we have the pablum in there, it becomes one big sticky mess. So it does make a big mess. The puppies get it all over themselves, but that's how they learn, because they find it on one another's paws. They start to lick off of each other, and eventually it clicks that, oh, this stuff that I'm licking off of my litter mate comes from this pan here, so I'll start licking out of the pan. So it's a little bit of a process, but within a couple of days, they usually all have the hang of it. So now what we'll start to do is we'll introduce the solid food before we have Mama Juniper come in. That way they've already got their tummies pretty full, and they'll start to decrease their demand on Juniper. And this is all part of the weaning process, because one of the milestones we have at week 3 is that we're starting to move from that really peak time. We're still nursing a lot, but we're starting towards the downward trend. We're halfway through the mama feeding the puppies period. By 6 weeks, these puppies will be fully weaned. By 5 weeks, we'll really get them finished off between week 5 and 6. But at this point, the puppies are halfway through their requirements with mom, and they're starting to transition more to being independent puppies. So that's also the reason why this is why we've moved. The puppies all have their ears open. That's the other major milestone these puppies reached for week 3. And actually every one of them had their ears open before they were 3 weeks old. So these guys are a little bit ahead of the bell curve, if you will, on both opening their eyes and having their ears open, and now eating solid food. And part of that goes with the size of the puppy. The bigger the puppy sometimes, or the bigger the size of the puppy at maturity sometimes has an impact on that. And here we give little pink color a little tummy rub, and she'll show you how she can make her foot go. She has some food all stuck on her tummy here. So they do get crusty, they do get dirty, but that's okay. We will start washing them off. The other thing here, you can see I've got my finger here in Green Collar's mouth. The other thing is I can feel teeth. And that's a great signal to Mama Labradoodle Juniper here that, hey, I'm about ready to give up on this nursing business, because if they're going to start using their teeth, no thank you. Right, Juniper? Yeah, I can understand that. Nobody wants a bunch of 7 babies biting you. No, that's not comfy. So that's always a really good indicator as well. And not all puppies get their teeth at the same time. It's just like everything else. It depends on the puppy, it depends on the litter, and these guys, as I said, they already all have their little nubs there. A couple of them I can even feel a little bit of points coming through. So huge change at week 3, where we go from really being needy, completely dependent infants to starting that transition to become an independent dog. So here they are in their new setting, and you can see we have the pee pads wall to wall in here, and that's because they haven't quite figured out yet where it is they're supposed to pee. But if you look, I'm not sure if you can see over where Reynolds got the camera right now, there is some pee spots there, and that's a long ways away from their crate. And this is also the first introduction. Have you had enough? Do you want to go out? Yeah, have you had enough? Okay, you hang out with me for a bit. This is also their first introduction to the crate and sleeping in the crate and learning that the crate is a good place. So you can see the pee is a long ways from the crate, and that is natural instinct, that they do not go to the bathroom near to where they sleep and where they eat. So Juniper, I have her out here with me so you can see everybody, but otherwise she goes in the crate to nurse them quite often. She also nurses them out here. She's not always in the crate, but they've already learned to associate the crate with mom and warmth and something that's really good. And also, you can imagine if you're a little puppy and you've all of a sudden moved into this area, it's quite spacious, it's quite open, things are quite a bit different. Now you want to be somewhere where you're safe and secure. And that's what the crate is. And it has a nice cozy crate mat in it. This is the crate mat that you get in your puppy starter kit. They're all handmade, they're all Canadian, and they have no synthetics in them. They're stuffed with human clothing grade fabric. They're not stuffed with all that synthetic icky stuff that has all sorts of chemicals on it that you get like in the store. This crate mat's probably been washed at least 30 times. You can see it still looks like it's brand new. And I just have it up there so all of you can see it. So they also have a little blanket over here, and that's just so they get used to having a different surface. I can see somebody's pooped on it this morning, so it will come out. What we're trying to do is get them used to different surfaces and learn that this is the surface that you go to the bathroom on. Little Red is having a little song over there. It's okay, Little Red. And we also have a couple of toys. Just a couple, because it's still a little early for toys. Probably Juniper plays with them more than they do. But because those nubs of teeth are coming through, we do have some need to chew. So we've got something here to chew. And it also squeaks. So when Juniper plays with this, she makes it squeak. And that's the beginning of desensitization. And you'll see none of them even flinch. So this is all part of the whole process that we do. Is step one of socialization is desensitization, then we move into more of the socialization. So now we have new sounds for them. Yeah. Yeah. So Yellow's telling me, hey, what's that sound? I don't know that sound. I'm going to bark about that sound. Yeah, I might even growl. So you will hear that they're barking and growling now. They're walking around with much more agility, much more stability. They're much more confident. They're able to motor around wherever they need to go. So it's a really great time. It's very exciting to see them all start to develop, and we start to get to really see their personalities start to come through now. So we will see when they have their food out, who goes first, who's a little timid about it, who's just pretty much who's doing everything, who barks, who growls, who's aware every time we're coming in and out. So now in this area, they have to see us and all the other dogs constantly through the day. They're no longer segregated from them. This is where our doggy door is located. So all of our dog traffic goes in and out of here. We're in and out of here constantly. This is where all of our dogs' food is prepared. The dogs in here have their own TV, so we will start playing all sorts of playlists for them that have various different sounds, so they start to get used to all of that as well. So that's what the puppies are all up to this week. It's quite a lot that's going on with them all. There's big changes. I'm just going to get Reynold to lift Juniper out so that we can bring the food in a little minute. Juniper is telling us she wants to come out, but she can't get out a regular door because it's closed, just so we can shoot the video right now. So we'll take Juniper out, which is what she is going. Oh, good. I have a little bit of a break. And now Reynolds just going to pass me the pan of the puppies' food, and we'll have it out there while I'm giving you an update on all of their weights. And we'll see if anybody's interested. Now we have to keep in mind they did just eat, so it's not going to be a time when they're really super excited about it. But some of them perhaps didn't get enough, and so they may want to eat. And you'll see the first thing Green does is step in it. So usually they will walk through it, they'll slide through it, they'll go running around, and then they'll go head first, sometimes right into the pan. There we go. See, there we go. That's exactly what we want to see. This is just perfect. Where the puppies, see how they're still a little bit tottery on their feet. That's Pink Collar Girl. And there's Yellow Collar Boy. He's thinking about it too. Obviously, Pink Collar Girl is the brilliant puppy because she's got it figured out, whereas Yellow Collar is fussing around about it. Oh, and he's going to dive right in foot first. And he's licking it off of his feet instead of actually his mouth. He just put his whole head in there practically. So we got one big mess of puppies going on here today. The puppy's guardian is coming over, Michelle, is coming over to visit them this afternoon. So I hope she didn't wear any fancy clothes because there's going to be some messy puppies here. So now let's go through each of the puppies while they're still close to me, and we'll give you an update on their weights. And as always, we're going to do this in birth order. So our first puppy is Blue Collar, and I just need to find Blue Collar. You are right here. Yes. The collars get dirty from them all mucking around with each other, and they start to look like they're the same color. So here's our little blue collar boy. This is our pretty black sable fellow. And you can see each week as this coat starts to clear out, you can see he's still got a really nice strong stripe, and he's still quite a dark color, but he's got this beautiful lightness on his head. And Mr. Blue Color is 1 kilogram. Yay! Everybody's hit that magic mark except for one, and you'll find out who that is if you can't guess in just a second. There you go, Blue, sorry. Oh my goodness, good girl, Pinky. Next, we've got Green Collar Boy, who's right over here. A Green Collar Boy is our little curly chocolate fellow. He is also a sable. And now look at, he's wearing some beautiful little white tips there, thanks to his food pan. Yeah, hi, buddy. Green Collar Boy is 1.11 kilograms, doing just fabulously. There, now we've got Silver Collar in there eating away. It's amazing how fast they learn what to do. Next we have Yellow Collar. Yellow Collar is our chocolate tri-phantom. At least I believe that's what he is. He may be a sable, but I highly, highly doubt it. We will only know if we test him, and I probably will test him to see what he is. Yes, now that he's 3 weeks old, we can do that. And the reason why we have to wait till they're 3 weeks old is, well, you don't have to wait. You can do it with a blood sample, but the blood sample means you have to prick their ear. I just can't do that. I know it's only a prick, but personally, I can't do that to the puppy. So you have to wait until they can be separated from mom and their litter mates for an hour without being upset. And to me, that's around the 3 week mark. Sometimes I don't do it till they're 4 weeks old. It just depends again on the individual puppy. Mr. Yellow Collar likes to talk a lot, so I'm sure he'll tell me have quite a conversation when I do keep him on his own, but that's how we'll do it to see for sure what he is. And Mr. Yellow Collar, he is our heavyweight, and he is 1.22 kilograms. And now you can see Silver Collar is licking my feet because he thinks that, well, perhaps over here might be some food. And this is what happens when you are a Labradoodle breeder. Your pants, your clothes, they're always filthy because you have food on them of some sort. Silver Collar, come on, sweetheart. Thank you for giving me all those kisses. I know that's not really what you were doing, but we'll pretend that's what you were doing. Little Silver Collar, he is also a black sable. He is such a handsome little guy. This guy's a little cutie pie. He's just a little sweetie. And he's 1.1 kilograms. There we go. We'll put you back closer to the dish there. Next is Red Collar, and this is Red Collar here who's at the dish. I don't want to disturb him if he is going to be eating, so I'll just let him show you how he's figuring out how to eat. And you can see he's also got it all over his paws, and now he's going to deposit it all on his brother's head. Yeah, way to go, Silver, or Red rather, get it all over your brother Silver's head. Yeah, what's up with that? And look at your little face. Oh, look at my little face. He's all covered with food. Yeah, I am a black sable, but right now I look like I'm sporting some white around my face. Red is also 1.1 kilograms. So we got 3 puppies who are, actually we've got 5 puppies who are essentially the same weight, all around 1 kilogram to 1.1 kilograms. So that's a really, really nice positive sign when you have a very consistent size like that, where the weights are all very, very close. It means that everybody's getting a full and equal opportunity at the milk bar. And here we have a lovely splatter pattern. Perhaps this is modern puppy art. So this is quite a mess that Red Collar Boy made of his friend here. So what we'll do with these guys is today we'll just leave them, we'll let them get a little bit crusty, and then we will start giving them little tiny baths. They are old enough now to have a bath, and this is a really great way to start exposing them to being bathed, where we give them just a little bit of an introduction to the bath. It's very quick. We don't leave them under the running water. We just really wipe them off. Their feet we put in the water so they get used to that sensation, and then when it's bath time for real, it's not quite as big a thing to go through. Next we have our little pink collar girl. Hi, sweetheart. Pink collar girl, she takes the prize as the smallest puppy in the litter. She is not quite at 1 kilogram. She's at 900 grams, which is just perfect. Her weight gain is perfect. There's nothing wrong with her weight gain. She's always been the smallest in the litter, and that's where she stays, and that's just fine with us because she's just a little petite beauty. And she too is a black sable, and you can see her black sable is quite a different shade than her brothers. She's much lighter. She will be a lighter dog, and she will clear out so that she has a little bit of a lighter color coat underneath there. She's probably going to be a really cool, interesting color as she matures. We'll just have to wait and see how that coat goes. And then last but not least is our other little girl, Purple Collar. And Purple Collar is right here, I believe, right? Yep. Purple Collar is just exhausted from this eating process, and you can see she's our other curl girl, our other curly puppy in the litter. Hi. She's got it all over her. This one might get a bath today because she's pretty sticky. And little Purple Collar girl is an even 1 kilogram. Now, Yellow Collar clearly has the most brains for figuring out comfort. He's taken himself into the crate where he's all cuddled up in his nice crate mat, and he's all got the best spot there. So now what we're going to do is, and what we do throughout the day, is when it's time for them to sleep, we do put them into the crate to remind them that this is the nice, soft, warm, safe spot to go and have a nap. And when mom's not around, this makes you feel like you're all safe and with your mommy. And we just put them all in there. If they decide they don't want to be in there, they can easily come out on their own. Hey, sweetie, you're so tired, aren't you? Yeah, dude's exhausted. There. And then we just go. And then they're much happier. And so there we go. All of our puppies are put to bed. They're 3 weeks old. Next week, we are going to have more updates about what they've been desensitized to, how they're doing with their feeding. We will maybe be starting them on some actual raw food. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is sometimes people ask us about hip dysplasia. What puppies eat, how they exercise, the surface they're on, is way more impactful on their hip dysplasia than anything else. It's not when they're spayed or neutered, and it's not necessarily what their parents are. Of course, we don't want to ever breed two parents that don't have decent breeding quality hips. We definitely want to make sure we don't do that. But spaying or neutering them, or even if you have a fair to a fair parent, is far less impactful than what we start them off on for food, what sort of surfaces they're on, and what exercise requirements they have as they get a little older. So you can see little green color there's got his little face poking out of the crate. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, maybe not. Let's see if we can just move the crate around to show you everybody in there. It's probably too hard with where the camera is, but if you can see them all, they're all in there, they're all comfy, they're all cozy. So this is the beginning of our what we do with our puppies as a group. They all learn how to be in the crate as a group. If your puppy's enrolled in Head Start, then we will work with your individual puppy and they will be crate trained as an individual. So this is one of the favorite aspects of Head Start for most of our families, is the puppies go into the crate on their own, and when you take them home, they're sleeping through the night. If you're not in Head Start, they'll still get exposure to the crate in a group. They just won't be done on an individual basis. So this is the beginning of that process. It's also the beginning of integrating the Head Start program with the puppy starter kit. This is the type of crate that you'll get. They're using the crate mat that you're going to get. They're using some of the toys. They're using the same pee pads and so on and so forth. And the same food, of course, that we feed them is what they will go home with in their puppy starter kit. So it's all about the continuity. It makes for a far easier transition for your puppy. It makes it easier for you. You can focus on building a relationship with your puppy as opposed to trying to get them settled into your home for that first week or so. So if you have any questions, please feel sure to post them in the comments. If you have a second, can give us a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. We hope you're subscribed to our channel, and we hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again for week 4. Thanks so much for watching.